Hey Tulip Crew, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Come make some tie-dye with me. Alright, the first thing you'll need is some shirts to tie-dye. I'm going to be doing 3 different shirts, and then the next important thing is to figure out what colors you want to do so you know how many bottles of dye you'll need for each one. I like making my tie-dyes very vibrant and bright, so I at least use 2 bottles per shirt, and then I also have some extras in case I have extra dye that I will use on these. You can also use soda ash to make your tie-dyes really bright and vibrant. You just put the powder in a bowl of cold water and let your t-shirt soak in it, and it'll help the t-shirt absorb the dye. You don't have to use the soda ash if you're doing a tie-dye, but you do want to make sure your t-shirt gets wet because that also helps the dye absorb into the shirt and makes it for a better tie-dye. You're supposed to let your t-shirt soak in the soda ash for at least 4 to 6 minutes, and while you're doing that, you can fill up your tie-dye bottles. Make sure to use cold water when doing this, and you just fill the bottle all the way up. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mess here with the blue. It's best to wear gloves that come in most dye packets, but you don't have to. So you want to make sure you shake it really well and get the dye that's at the bottom and make sure it's all mixed in. And then you just repeat this process for all your colors, and you make sure each one gets really good and shaken up. And then once all the bottles are filled, here comes the fun part to actually make the tie-dyes. I'm going to try to make a Valentine's Day one, so I'm using pink, red, and purple, and I'm just doing the crumple effect. This is probably the easiest way to tie-dye. You just crumple the shirt and you put the dye wherever you want it to and open the shirt up and see where you want more dye to be put, and then you just keep adding dye until you want the color that you like. Again, I like to have my shirts with little to no white, so I try to get pretty good coverage around the entire shirt. And it doesn't really matter because you can't mess up tie-dye. For my next shirt, I'm going to do an ombre effect, so I'm going to put a couple rubber bands so I can just section off what colors I'm going to use. I'm going to use a dark navy blue at the top and then lighter baby blue at the bottom, and hopefully the 2 colors will bleed together and end up looking really beautiful. I ended up taking the rubber bands off to make sure I got full coverage, but it's okay, it doesn't really matter. Then once you're done with the dyeing process, I like to put mine in an old grocery sack and let it sit overnight, at least 8 to 12 hours, but overnight for 24 hours is the best bet. Alright, it has now been 24 hours. Let's wash out these tie-dyes and see what they look like. I accidentally forgot to record this one while I was doing the other shirts, but oh well. I tried to do a chevron pattern and I think it turned out pretty cool. This is the crumpled Valentine's Day one that I used the red, purple, and pink on. Let's see how that turned out. And after this long process, you're left with these beautiful tie-dye shirts. I hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something. Please give a like and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.